We're children.
We are children. You know this.
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, yeah.
Did you expect us to be mature?
I hope not.
Honestly, no, I feel like when you hit a certain age, you start to like genuinely go backwards to like a nice even keel level. Like, you know, mid-30s, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm a toddler. I feel pretty damn good about my decisions. I mean, so does Simon, obviously, lasagna and monster.
The maturity regression.
You start like Benjamin buttoning backwards your personality.
Fuck yeah.
For men, that regression starts at like age 4.
Oh yeah.
We're all
that
aware
explains
of that,
a lot.
honey. Exactly.
It's like our whole lives we're just like boobies.
Well, in my case, it was more like peen. So.
I mean, fair.
Although, honestly, I know we've talked about that before, but like honestly, as a woman, I would be the same way if I found out I was a guy and I had a dick. I would just be helicoptering that shit like, what the fuck is that?
You know,
That would be so fun. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
I'm sure after a while it would hurt though.
you know.
Oh, it would probably fall the fuck off. I'd be the one person who would lose a dick. And they'd be like, how'd you do that? I'd be like, listen, I'm sorry, it was there and I had fun.
Look,
Wait,
you know,
sex?
everyone.
No, better. Helicopter.
Everyone says that, like, they're like, if I had a dick, I would helicopter that shit. And
Yeah.
I can honestly say, never done it. Never done it.
Oh,
I helicopter all day, every day, but I use my stomach.
Oh my god.
I was about to say, cue to an hour after the show, and Josh just goes to the bathroom and goes, I wonder.
Hello, little guy.
we're doing a little
Guess
like
what we're doing.
We're getting OnlyFans for that little piece, right? You know.
Yes.
Eh,
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, today we're gonna figure out
In the
can
year
we helicopter.
in the year 2030, Josh finally makes an OnlyFans,
OnlyFans.
and helicopters his dick. That's all that it is.
Listen,
Failed attempt at taking off.
Yes.
Number 49.
I can't go fast enough.
We need more lift. Gyrate faster, goddammit.
Oh my God.
that would be like the ultimate workout, though. Like you know these fads where it's like, just do this shake weight or do this or do that. Nah, bitch, helicopter dick.
Helicopter
what?
that dick when
Yeah,
I
listen,
spin.
it works your abs, your glutes, your thighs. Let's do this. You'll be party ready or beach ready by the summer. Come on.
Your goal is
I
to
know.
sound like the Apache attack helicopter. If you're not doing that, you're doing it wrong.
By the end of the summer, you have like crazy ass obliques and
Yes. Priceless.
oh my
Priceless.
goodness.
this derailed real fast.
Yeah,
Honestly,
screw
it's-
talking about video games at this point.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, have we talked about games?
We're supposed
Raw,
to be
though.
we're
I
supposed
love
to be
it.
talking about video games.
All right, Vigi games.
Vigi
Let's do
games.
this.
Yes.
Do it.
I think what we were gonna do is we were gonna talk about games that we liked when we were younger. Was that
Like,
the idea?
had a hard on for it. So like it was a game that you really, really fucking wanted. Like you would do anything to get that game in your possession and then play the shit out of it.
I think for me, like, well, the first game I remember playing is like Sonic the Hedgehog, like the old school one for the Sega. And I have a story about that. That game like pissed me off so bad. I could never get past the second world, the one with all the lava. And
Ooh.
and I got so mad I rage quit. In the best way possible a 4-year-old could rage quit.
Oh, no.
I speaking of dicks, I whipped mine out and pissed all over the Sega.
What?
So I don't know if that counts
This
as
story went a whole different fucking direction than I expected it to go. I'm like, okay, they got mad, maybe they hit it or kicked it, or you pissed. You pissed on a
pissed.
game stage. Oh my god, I can't.
Yeah, I pissed all over
What?
it. So I don't know if that counts as a game that I would do anything for.
You'd do anything to it, though.
Apparently.
Oh my god.
That
Yeah, well,
happened.
like for me, there's a PlayStation 1 game, like early fucking PlayStation 1, early, like one of the first ones released as far as I know, called Grand Stream Saga.
Oh.
Yeah. So like, I had a demo of this game, and you know the cutscenes were anime, which of course, like preteen Cordelia was like, "Oh my god, it's anime!"
Yeah.
And basically, for most of the game, you know, it's just top-down adventure, walking around, trying to unlock doors. You have to fight things. When you go into fight, it's like a third-person isometric almost, and like the characters have no faces because the graphical prowess of the PlayStation 1 just, oh my god. Anyway, it couldn't render it, basically.
Right.
And so I had this demo, and I must have played this demo about 50 times, probably more, but who knows? I didn't keep track. And I was like, man, I need to get my hands on this game. I have no income because I'm a preteen. I can't even get a job. I don't get an allowance. So I'm like saving up for birthdays and stuff. And by the time I'm able to buy it, I'm pretty sure it's like late cycle PS1 era. So of course, no one has a new copy or anything. My parents dragged me to multiple malls, different Funko Lands, EB Games, you know, because GameStop, I'm pretty sure wasn't a thing quite yet.
Yeah.
And it finally found it, and they didn't have a case for it. It was in one of those paper sleeve things you get, and I take it home, and I start playing it, and I played the shit out of that game. I probably beat it like 5 times before I finally got sick of it. But basically, the whole world is floating islands. The islands are floating up in the air, and they slowly sink over time, and after a little bit of time, you know, someone performs a lifting ceremony or something, and the person that's supposed to do this goes missing. You got to go find them and then help them. That's basically the whole premise of the game, but you know, I had a hard on for it.
That actually sounds really cool, and I kind of want to play it.
I'm sure it's probably real shit at this point.
What was the name of it again?
I mean, they're remastering everything nowadays, so maybe you never know.
Grand Stream Saga. No D. It's just GRAN Stream Saga.
Oh, I wonder if that's tied in with Grand Blue?
I've not heard of it.
Or is that the name of the game?
Grand Stream Saga.
I don't...
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
Is that out?
Can't think of any game I ever had I need it in my life. Like, I just remember getting in trouble. Like, I think I told you guys, but like, I Doom on my dad's laptop back in the day, and I was explicitly told not to play on it. And every night I would get that fucking laptop open, and I would type in DIR Doom. I would just play that shit until I fell asleep, and every morning be scolded like I didn't just get told last night not to fucking do that again. But you know, it was awesome. I used to play it for hours and hours. But like, I also like didn't grow up with consoles for the most part. So when I was a computer engineer, I'm a software one. Haha, big shocker. And so we had just computer shit. We didn't have consoles. So like I had a lot of Mac games as a kid, which is kind of foreign now because not many people play games on a Mac.
Well, not very many games are able to be played.
That's true. Yeah. There was a whole tipping scale there where things kind of went from Mac to PC and fell hard in the last 15 years. But yeah, so I played like little kid games like Around the World in 80 Days, but it was like on a Macintosh Performa, you know, like when I was 6 years old, like stupid, thick, dummy thick computer. I could put in like, but I could load CDs in that bitch, and that was amazing. And it had a little floppy drive. I was like, ooh, you got both. Okay. I mean, I had Mavis Beacon teaches typing. Y'all, that was so old, and I loved that. It wasn't a game. I was probably sickly obsessed with it. But they made little game-like things like your turn now. Type the sentence correctly, like Popper Prose or whatever else you have to do for putting your keys or your fingers on a keyboard. And outside of that, when we finally did get a console, it was all about like just decimating my siblings. Like, how could I crush their internal happiness as fast as possible? So like I got, you know, my younger sister is 10 and a half years younger. So like I was 16, she was 6. Nubile, happy young little kid. Nothing's ever bad really happened to her in her life. We get Smash Brothers. We get whatever else. I am just doing whatever I can to make sure she's dead quicker. And she's just like, I don't understand what your problem is. Like, I'm just 6, you know? Like, why do you want to be so mean? I'm like, because you annoy me. Wake me up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to play, I don't know, My Little Pony or some shit. And I'm like, no. I'm like, oh yeah, you want to play this game? Really cool. You can win. Never. Not a fucking day in her life has she won a game against me. And I don't know if I'm just like, I'm probably just some sort of like narcissist when it comes to games like that. But like, I'm like, I will fucking win. Like I have to. So I mean, I think things like that, those were definitely like my thing. And like really young, when I was playing with other friends, after of course learning to be this like monopolizing ball of hatred when it came to games. Twisted Metal. Do you guys remember that? On
Oh
PS?
my god,
yes.
I love that, right?
I
Oh my god.
never played it.
That little fucking clown ice cream truck thing. Oh my god, I would just decimate the shit out of you.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
Oh, why can I not?
But
Okay.
that was the best like young game for me. Outside of that, probably Smash Brothers or things like that, right? Like she might have gotten the cutest little game like Banjo-Kazooie, trying to just fly to get a little puzzle piece or whatever else, and I wouldn't tell her how to do it. You know, like I was intentionally the person who was like, I want you to fucking fail so I can have my turn and you can get off the game, and then I'll just play the game straight through. So my memory is an asshole, just being an asshole in games.
Yeah,
That's
well,
pretty much-
I mean,
But look at you now, you know.
I'm still an asshole.
Still an asshole.
I'm just an older asshole.
But
This is
a
true.
refined asshole.
They're fine. They're fine.
an asshole with style.
An
Yeah.
asshole that has been theoretically bleached. Is that too close to home?
I had to think
chose
about
the
that for a
wrong
second,
time.
and she went to choke, and I was like, "Oh God, please don't lose it.
Please
Don't
do
lose
not
it."
die.
Oh.
Dying is bad for your health.
Yeah. No, I was trying to take a sip of water.
Say
It was
9
the
out of 10
wrong
doctors
time.
agree.
What about Simon? What was one of your games that you were like, my puss over?
Oh, I had two.
I know one of them for fucking sure, but yeah, go ahead.
As a child, we're not talking Alan Wake.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not 16.
He's 47.
Yeah,
No.
right.
Nah, I was in love with Pandemonium.
What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
sounds fucking familiar.
Never tried Pandemonium? Side scroller where you play either as a court jester or this adventurer girl.
I
I
don't-
never understood what the actual goal of the game was because obviously I did not speak English.
Oh God.
But you could run and you could jump and you could do fun shit. And I loved it.
I forget about that. It's every time. Like on stream the other day, I was telling him, like, he took a phone call and started just straight up speaking Dane. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, oh shit, he actually is in Denmark. I always forget about that. I'm like, what? I do not know
Contrary-
English.
Yes, sir.
Contrary to popular belief, he does not speak English at all times.
It fucks me up
He
every
doesn't.
single goddamn time.
Our good friend Simon is from Denmark.
The rest of us,
Yeah.
The rest of us are from the U.S. You know,
I was going to say we're
dreams go to die.
heathens.
No, I'm kidding.
Heathens from across the pond.
Pretty much.
Yes.
No, I was in love with Oddworld.
Oh
As well.
yeah. Mhm.
But here's the thing. I had a demo disc just with Oddworld on it. I never realized it was a demo.
So you're like, I beat the game. I beat the game again in like 5
I beat the
minutes.
Yeah, it was amazing. I felt
Wow.
so amazing at that game until I got like 7 years old.
Oh no.
Or some shit. I'm like, oh, this is in fact not the full game.
You're like, I have made a mistake.
And I never got the full game. I've never tried a full Oddworld game.
Are they on Steam? I think
Maybe
they are.
I don't
think they
actually know.
are.
I know. I
I
looked
know
up
this.
Pandemonium yet last night, and I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, it's on Steam.
I feel like Oddworld is. I swear to God, I've seen this
I
freaking
think I have
character
too.
before.
Old World, no,
We also
Old World? OLD?
no. It is Oddworld. There's a lot of it.
Yeah, there's at least two of them.
I was
Yeah.
like, I've seen the freaking thing. No, it's out there.
It is
Yeah.
there.
They're actually rather cheap on Steam, it looks like.
we're not paid to talk about Steam, by the way.
No, we're not.
We want to be
no
paid.
ad.
Endorse us. Anyway,
We're not sponsored, but we want to be.
you want to be.
If you want to sponsor us, get at me. Get at one of us.
Yeah.
The only time it's acceptable to at me for anything, money.
Yeah, money.
Okay.
Yes.
Money.
Do
What
not
about
ask me
you?
about anything else.
Fucking free money is on my alley.
Oh yeah.
I thought food was okay to at you
God
for as
damn
well.
it. Food, yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, free food.
Mm-hmm.
Deep dish
You can-
pizza.
Just
That's
take me home, feed
an
me.
adult. Yeah, exactly right. Like, where it's like, oh, okay, you're giving me food, cool. In your young 20s, you're like, I don't give a crap. A little bit older, you're like, oh, you gonna make that food? I'm like, I will be right there. Yes, please.
That's a massive shift in your priorities as you get older. I remember as a kid when my mom would be like, "Oh, we're making spaghetti bolognese," and I'm like, "Fucking hell, not again!" And then I turned like 25, and I have a friend who's like, "I've got bran flakes and milk." Oh shit! Hand me some of that, you beautiful bastard.
About that, right? Like, if I ever have kids, because like most of y'all know, I fucking love cooking. I love cooking for people. I love making masterpieces. Like, that's my thing. I get down in the kitchen and I'm like, this is gonna be beautiful and tasty as fuck. Yes, I go into gourmet stores. Not alone anymore. Can't do that. Got grounded by my husband. But still,
God.
because a bitch will walk out in like $300 in spreads. Okay, I get it. So I have to rein it in. But I will come home and just put things together. And my worst fear, I will have a kid and they won't like fucking anything that I make.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'll be like, oh.
They're
oh,
gonna be
no.
like bologna, cheese, and crackers for lunch every single day for
We
4
don't
years
allow
at a time.
bologna in our house. Like, I
They
don't
would
even-
still find a way.
Oh my god.
Dude, you let me know if your future child don't appreciate your cooking. They can come and live at Camp Del Simon.
Yeah, they don't. Listen, honestly,
Like-
when you have nuggies and soda most of the time, that's fine. They can come stay with you. But I would be devastated. I'm like, oh my god, no.
No, they'll live with
I
me
would've
for like
made
a week,
stew.
and they'll call you up like, "Ma, ma,
He only
please."
eats junk. Ma. And ramen noodles for 16 days. Ma. Can I have a green vegetable in here, please? Like fucking die of dysentery, like the Oregon Trail. Like, well, we tried. You know, like what?
Oh, you
The
said green
Oregon
vegetables. Now I
Trail.
want like green beans with like a steak,
Broccoli.
Like, when you
bearnaise
were-
sauce.
Yeah, when you were a kid, though, you're like, fuck
Oh.
that shit.
Yeah.
Excuse me, next. Slides over to the left, gives like a Miranda Priestley look. Like, that's all. Like, no. Oof. No. Mm-mm. You didn't want it.
I want to go back and slap my previous self for not wanting to eat green beans, man. Fuck, those shit are good.
And as a kid, I feel like you hate weird things, right? Like, I hated blueberries and tomatoes.
I still hate weird things.
And as an adult, I was like, oh my god, I fucking love tomatoes, and blueberries ain't that bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
I
what?
despise onion and tomatoes.
Oh no, you can't.
Like, cook
I
it
can't
right,
cook for you.
cook it right, and
We
I'll
can't
eat
talk
it.
anymore.
But it's like caramelized onions, I'm fucking down.
We-
Fried onions,
Short
give it to me.
podcast, huh?
Just don't try and give me like raw tomatoes, raw onions. That shit is gonna go in the bin.
I
In
can't.
the bin.
The best.
Well, I agree with the raw onions bit.
Yes.
Like I like my onions cooked, but tomatoes I won't like take a gigantic out of a tomato, but you know,
Yeah.
like
Oh, cucumbers,
I'll
though.
eat like the little cherry tomatoes and stuff and
I'm the
you know
I'm the,
without being cooked.
I'm the same
I
with
made-
onions, but like I can't even have onion rings because like
Ooh,
well, like-
the onion
like,
rings.
I understand that they're breaded, but like you still when you bite into it, it's still like it still feels like to me there's still like a raw onion on the inside. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. I'm weird.
I feel like the
Listen, you
taste
can't-
combined with the actual was it the feel,
The texture.
the texture.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The feel.
It's just different enough from a raw onion that I can enjoy it, and the taste is just.
Yeah, listen, you can't put onion rings down in front of this bitch. I will be fun. I will literally transform into Kirby and suck that entire fucking table up. Like
Oh, calamari.
I'll eat that shit too. Oh my god, just gone.
Yeah.
Like just fucking gone, and zero regrets.
Give me some of that.
And I've also gotten to okay. So speaking of being kids versus adults, right? I've gotten to that age where I feel like there's certain things, right, where you just don't. And it's kind of happened over the last 5 to 7 years, where I'm like, no, I'm not drinking bullshit liquor. It'll cut me up for 3 days. I'm not sharing my appetizer. Get your fucking own. I'm not like, because like I'll look at things like, oh, it's really good, and like someone will be like, oh, cool, you want to split that? And I'm like, absolutely not. I want that to myself. You can get your own damn app.
These are my mozzarella sticks.
Right, it's like a mom and pop.
You don't
restaurant,
fucking
right?
mess with. You don't fuck with my mozzarella sticks.
No.
Unless you want your hand bitten off.
Like friendships can end here. Do you want a tango today? Don't do this. Like, I mean, like, if you go to like a mom and pop shop, right, and they have like they're known for like hefty portions. Yeah, we can share. But no, anywhere else, get your own. I don't care if it's $12 per app. Get your own. No, I'm eating every last crumb and licking the fucking plate. No, thank you. No, you have a whole tower of onion rings, bitch, and dip, crunch. Like, they're fine.
It's like when I went to Burger Place with my ex back when we were together.
Yeah.
And she tried to grab for my fries because she just wanted a cheeseburger. I'm like, no, you go up to there and you order your own. I ordered these for me.
Simon doesn't share food.
Exactly.
Listen, I will preface this by telling you I'm the biggest asshole where I won't share, but if my husband gets something that looks good, I am fucking face first in that pile of shit. Like, what's up? I'm.
Like you're losing an arm when you come to Denmark.
Listen, and he, bless his soul, I'm always like, can I have a bite? And he always says, sure. And that's where he fucks up. He's just saying no. Because a bite turns into half a shit, and I'm like, oof. Sorry about that, bud.
It's like what I actually mean by a bite. I don't actually mean one singular bite. It means you have invited me over to your plate, and now I have free reign of whatever is on that plate.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
See, but like in my case, because being diabetic, I can't like order an entire thing of a thing all the time. So like if my husband orders something, I usually take 1 or 2 things and that's it. Like I'm not gonna like dig right in because I know if I eat too much of that, I won't be able to eat whatever else food I ordered, So it like for me, he knows that he can share and I'm not gonna eat like half of it.
So basically your ultimate spouse goals. I got it. Whereas I'm just like fucking hello, Hoover vacuum coming through. Is that a Dyson hose? Oh!
Although I will say it does piss me off when he takes my food because I perfectly portion what I make for myself so that I have the appropriate amount of, carbs and sugars and stuff. And when he takes that away, I'm like, look here.
Now I have to math again.
Yeah. I mean, it's for the better because my sugar is going to be better because I'm eating less of it. However, I wanted as much food as I could eat, both carb-wise and volume-wise, okay? And you just took away from the volume.
Wasn't hot with that conversation until you said, I portion my stuff, and then so someone's already taking from your dainty portion. Like, yes. Who are you, Oliver Twist? Please, sir, can I have some more? No, fuck you, man. I just made a little portion bowl. Get your own damn shit. Like, I would be so pissed.
Like, look, man, I can eat 5 twisty fries, and you want one of them? Get fucked.
Exactly. That's how it feels half the time when it happens.
Okay, so
being single is beautiful.
Video games.
More video games, sir. Listen.
This train went way off the track. No one said we had to bring it back, okay?
I know, but like...
video games.
But video games.
We're all nerds here. We're all filthy nerds.
What's your childhood kink of a video game? Yeah.
Well, he told us the Sonic story, but
there's a Sonic story, but I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, you were.
I was going to
continue. Yeah.
Well, I feel kind of silly because you guys picked like some obscure things, I think. Well, maybe not obscure, but like something that wasn't like super popular. And I'm going to go with the thing that's super popular because I'm pretty sure that like when I was younger, I would have done anything for Pokemon. Like Pokemon was that shit for me. Like
that was a shit for a lot of people though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, don't feel bad about that. Good.
Like, I mean, the creatures were super fucking cute, and like Squirtle all day, every day. I'm just gonna put that out there. Squirtle will always be my babe.
Squad.
I'm a Bulbasaur horse.
But like, okay, so as a kid, I had both red and blue, and I played blue mostly, and there were a couple like hacks that you could do, and there was also this thing called a Game Shark back in the day. I don't know if anybody like
what the fuck. I know what that is. Oh shit.
It's like you put in codes and you can like generate whatever.
I was like, this is so familiar.
For the younger audience, that's what that does.
Yeah. We used to have to hardcore cheat, you youths.
Oh
we
yeah.
had to buy our cheats back in the day.
But there were ways in that game to cheat without using a Game Shark. Like you could clone a Pokemon by like back in the day when when the Pokemon first came out, you would have to go into the PC to change the box number to be able to catch more Pokemon. Otherwise, it would say when you try to catch one, the box is full and you couldn't catch anything. So you'd have to manually go to a Pokemon Center, go to the PC, switch the box so that way you could catch more. Well, there was a trick that like say you caught Mewtwo. You got to the end of the game and you caught Mewtwo. You could put Mewtwo in a box, make sure that it's the first one in the box, and then when you go in and change the box number, the game saves before it changes. If you shut it off the game before the sound effect plays for when it's saving, if you shut it off and turn it back on, you duplicate that Pokemon. So you could end up with 2, 3, 4, 5 Mewtwo's.
Oh, and then you were just before your time because right.
and then there's the whole like missing number trick or whatever.
Oh, the missing no.
Which I did, of course, to get like several thousand master balls or whatever. And
yes.
But I did that on blue so much that I broke blue. Literally, I could not play it anymore, so I was always stuck playing red. Not that red was any different.
This is why we can't have nice things. Listen,
red was slightly different.
And you were like, how do I exploit the fuck out of this glitch?
Right. And I
the game was like, listen, man, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
but I was so mad because I liked blue because Blastoise was on the thing, but then I could never play it because I broke it. And then my mom would never get me another one. I know, that's like first world problems. My mommy won't buy me another copy, but
Ma, give Game Boy, please.
Please.
But that was probably the game that I could not live without when I was younger. But my question for you guys is, what do you think that game is for you now as an adult?
What, Pokemon?
No, like a game that you can't live without. Like a game that you just have like a raging boner for. A pre-cummy boner for.
Pre-cummy.
That's like a real happy phase, yeah.
Big ask.
Listen, I don't know. I guess so. As a kid, I was undiagnosed with ADHD for years, like decades. So,
yeah.
I found out while I was in my undergrad for college. And I was like, I'm just not getting some stuff as well as I thought. And I was like, I'm trying because I have dealing with, right? To I guess help alleviate your problems,
right?
And I went and got tested done. They were like, fuck yeah, you have ADHD. You were never tested as a kid. And I was like, no. And if I'm unmedicated, which I have been lately, but other stories for that,
That's another podcast.
That's another podcast. My memory on things is like, meh, it's fleeting. Unless it's something like super significant in my life, it's fleeting. So I'm like, that was cool.
Yeah.
What's next? And you're like, what'd you just play? And I can look at you dead in the eye and be like, I don't fucking know. It's like, I really don't know. Unless it left like a serious dent in my heart. Like, I can tell you games that I really enjoyed, but ones that like I live for now, like not at the present moment, like, but probably mid-pandemic, because I'm considering this being the end at the current time frame.
Until it picks back up again.
Right. This is nowhere near the end, but as of the time of recording, I've been home for about 20 weeks, so we'll say about 10 weeks ago, my living, breathing, get me out of bed was fucking Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Oh my! I converted 3 coworkers to buy Switches in a pandemic and buy this game. Oh my God. Listen, we were all playing it forever today. And now it's like I might look at it a couple times a week.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like a left alone Tamagotchi. I'm waiting to come in, log in one day. There's shit on the ground. It's upset. It's sick. You know, it's time to like turn it over and push a little pin in the back of the reset button. You know, like I'm waiting for that to happen. You know, like that's kind of what I'm just like at some point. But like that was probably my immediate ish.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have a consistent, you know, like ish. But like
No, but I remember you trying to convert me to Animal Crossing.
it's okay. Listen,
When I told you I didn't have a Switch, I could feel the pauses like, could we help him out with that? No.
Honestly, Nintendo should pay me. I'm just saying. I was like an evangelical going door to door, like, have you heard of Animal Crossing?
Well,
Game.
like, I feel like
Have you found Animal Crossing?
Listen, that was a perfect trifecta of like depression, isolation, and Nintendo Switch.
Animal Crossing literally came out at like the perfect time, and I don't even like it. Of course, it wasn't planned that way because no one knew that this pandemic was coming.
No.
But
Fuck yeah.
But like it literally came out at the perfect time for everybody.
Yes.
Because
Imagine like 20 years later,
yeah,
they find out what happened. It was actually Nintendo who released the virus.
I mean,
oh my God! And now they're just sitting back there, fucking Mr.
bathing in
Scrooge
dollar
on
bills.
the pile of swan diving into gold. Like, what?
Oh my
A
God.
huge bank fucking
Right? And we all be like, okay, well played. Well
their
played.
bank bunker
Good job,
full
Nintendo.
again.
Good job. You came up with a pandemic so that way you can make more money. Good job.
Yeah.
Hats
Yeah.
off to you. Now, can it go away now, please? Can we
Right, please.
can we go back to a normal life, whatever that means?
At this point, we would like to stress that we do, in fact, not blame Nintendo.
Oh,
for
you know,
causing
Yeah.
the pandemic.
listen, I feel like this whole entire podcast should just be a disclaimer. No,
Disclaimer just at
period.
the start.
just that's it.
Everything in this is bullshit.
We should just call this disclaimer. Oh, that's great. Yes. We in fact,
Yeah,
Okay.
I've.
not blame them.
Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, Cordy, what about you? What do you think is
Oh, okay. Oh, like for me, I haven't had like a major stupid like I need to play this game since I was a kid. I think that amount of fanaticism went away as I grew older. Not that I've grown away from games by all means. I mean, we've got over 1,400 physical games in the house and a shit ton of digital.
Yeah, every time I
We
go to
don't
your
have a
house,
problem.
I'm like, Jesus, I wish I had this collection. Like,
But I think what I've put the most time into, aside from Animal Crossing, because I can sit there and watch YouTube videos with the husband while I'm playing that, is Sea of Thieves, really.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it never really gets old for me. I love doing the tall tales. The sound of the waves and the water just kind of relaxes me. So if I'm having if I'm having a shitty day,
Oh, but you are a water dog. Like you're a sea dog at heart.
Well, and you see in real, or you see you
Yes,
you
I
ride
see
boats.
often on the boat.
you ride boats in real life.
Yeah, I sailboats in real life. I don't just ride on them. I help to sail them.
Surfing.
Place like a tricycle with a little boat with wheels. I ride boats.
Shut up. It is still early. I'm the furthest back in time from everybody in this podcast.
I know.
Welcome to the future.
Yeah.
No, but there's just something about the water noises and all of that. I'm not huge into the PvP portion, so I mean, yeah, it sucks when somebody's like, yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm like, well, shit. Oh well, I don't care. But like the tall tales are amazing. The lore, there's actually a really deep amount of lore for the game. There's, comics. I don't know if there's any actual books yet, but they came out with an RPG and I don't know if it's a board game or not, but like there's a tabletop RPG, and just the amount of stories that have built within this community and the stories that come out of it from players, in their experiences, like how they joined up and then got betrayed, or how they thought they were being followed by another boat, so they like tried their best to like board the other boat to stop them, and the other boat actually thought that they were attacking them, and it was all a big misunderstanding. And finally, when somebody spoke up in the voice chat or, typed in, hey, I'm just trying to get here and turn this in. They're like, oh, I thought you were following us. Oh, no. Oh, have a good day then. Like, it's things like that just make it such a delightful time for me. And then, of course, if you're playing with friends, it's one hell of a time as well. I play a lot of solo, but that's mainly because I'm playing when people are asleep, so.
Or when I get up in the morning and tell you to go to sleep.
Oh my god. Cordi pulling all-nighters.
Kool-Aid man. Hey. No, so side note. If I say the term RPG, what is the first thought that comes to mind?
Video games.
Like, what's the first game that comes to mind?
No, first thing.
Like literally video games.
My first thought when you say RPGs, D&D.
Okay, so I'm the only weird one, because you guys said so you were talking about Sea of Thieves now has an interactive, and here's my mind, right? Okay, Sea of Thieves, RPG, rocket launcher, and
Okay,
I immediately,
girl,
I was
I went to
over
the same
here in
place.
Explosives Town, and I was like, oh, they were talking about a tabletop game, but RPG.
No, I thought of a rocket launcher too, so you're not the only one.
I'm like, oh, I'm the only asshole. I'm like, let's do a thought experiment here real quick.
But I got into D&D at like age 5.
Yeah, see, me, I didn't touch it till college, so that's why it's not my first and foremost.
Oh, I got into D&D when like I had a really bad day, like as all 5-year-olds do. I think my Ninja Turtles katana had broken or some shit. And it was the worst day ever. I could have died right then and there. And my uncle came up to me and he's like, oh, you would like to be a ninja? Mm-hmm. Do you know what Dungeons and Dragons is? And like, no. Would you like to try it? And I'm sitting there like, yeah, because you're my cool uncle and I love you. You're like the big brother I never had. But all that came out was like, yeah. And so we were at my grandparents' place and we went to the second floor and he just started typing out all of this shit out, like homebrew. And I got to play a ninja and I won because I was 5. So he didn't want me to lose.
Aww.
And I fell in love with it then and there. And I still play it from time to time. Not as often as I have, but goddamn.
That is so cute.
I fucking love D&D and I love my uncle.
What is the game right now that you are like hot and heavy for? I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
You know, you mean what I could obsess over?
Yeah, like yeah, like Cordi's with Sea of Thieves. I don't think Rhenvi actually gave us a real. Did you?
What?
I mean, I'm gonna call it like a 1.5 answer, like not the full Monty, right?
Yeah.
Because like mine was temporal, right? So it was Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah,
was
Animal
it?
Crossing.
But,
I'm
like,
stupid.
but like it's kind of not anymore. So I don't know. I'm just kind of sitting on cruise control.
Are
Whatever.
you trying to deny Killing Floor 2? I know
Oh,
you love that game.
I do love Killing Floor 2, but it's not something that like I need to live. You know, like it's fun, and I love teaching people about it. But like, is it my motivational juice? Nah, not really.
I know what my
Like,
motivational juice is. Giggity.
Starbucks.
For an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, I don't think I have anything that's like, yeah, every single day I've got to play that.
At this
For a
point in
long time, it was like DBD, it was Friday the 13th, it was games of that genre, and I have too many hours in DBD for that. So I don't think I have anything though. I mean, I love that they still do DLCs for that and like special events, and I'll tune in for that and like collect all those special extra point things and then play like 3 games and call it quits. But no, I don't think I have anything that's just like, yeah, that's the ish. Although, listen, I just bought Genital Jousting. Who knows?
So Simon,
Yes.
what is your what is there a game that you have right now that you are like obsessed over?
I mean, it's less of the game itself and more of what it like represents in matter of the type of Uncanny Valley plot.
Uh-huh.
Because I love that shit. Anything that gets me like uncomfortably curious about what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
That really gets me going, so to speak. And Alan Wake, really.
I should have known.
Fucking
we are
Alan
41
Wake.
minutes in, and I'm like, come on, motherfucker.
Like, I played that shit. I played it so much. I'm gonna be honest, I pirated it back in the day. Yes,
We
and
don't
I played
condone
it like
this.
I played it halfway through. We don't condone pirating.
For
but
legal reasons, you borrowed it back in the day. Okay, clarified.
I bought it after playing it for like an hour.
Okay. So
Because this was like past, like the demos was like not happening in the 2010s. And I didn't want to buy a game and be really fucking sad about it. So I played it for like an hour and then I bought it. And I fucking love that shit. I think I've played it 9 times, 10 times at least.
I mean,
and then I played Control.
Yeah.
And oh my god, there's a clip out there of me flipping my lid when they start playing fucking Old Gods of Asgard. And I'm like, this is the Alan Wake universe! Oh my god!
Control was so good.
I just started it yesterday,
Yes.
so yeah. I'm only about an hour and a half in, so I'm not
gonna tell you when this happens.
But something
I'm not gonna tell you. Something happens somewhere with someone.
Giggity.
As things do.
As things tend to happen.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, I'm like there's that, and I will with like regular intervals reinstall Doom and just play that shit through so I can be as brutal and deadly as possible. And I feel like my neighbors think they live next to a serial killer because I will giggle like an insane clown the whole way through.
Listen, I have heard you laugh maniacally, and I was like, thank God they are friend, not foe. Because there's a thin line of trying to figure out if you're okay or if you're having a really good time.
Oh, I'm loving it. I can be brutal and I can slay everything in one hit. I will play that shit through on very easy mode just so I can be as menacing as possible. But then I go back and I regress, and that happens like once every generation, I think. And I regress back to my roots of like Sims.
There's nothing wrong with Sims.
Nope.
No. But I just love it because I love the mysterious and I love brutal death.
Damn.
I like the gore. And
I'm
then
sorry, wait, what? Are we still on the topic of Sims?
yeah, we're coming back to
Where's
it.
the
Hold
gore
on.
in Sims? Okay.
Relax.
He's gonna
We're
bring it
coming
full
back.
circle,
I'm
watch.
circling around
Yeah.
because I love all of that shit. But then I boot up Sims,
Oh, okay.
and it's just relaxing. It's kind of cathartic. I get to be like that guy with all the money. And just relaxing, just making my dream home. I get to experience the fantasy of a functioning family life,
Oh my
having
god.
a wife and a kid at some point.
Very short. Simon is both sides of that Doom and Isabel from Animal Crossing meme.
Yeah.
One of them is Sim. One of them is fuck it all. All right, got it. No, speaking of Sims, I swear to God, I think like if you asked anybody who games at all, whether or not they're old school, new school, whatever else, everyone can get behind Sims.
Yeah.
I don't know a single person who can't get behind Sims.
The only people who cannot get behind Sims are the people trying to be contrarian or
Yeah.
hipster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the people that are like, Sims isn't a real game. And I know that there's plenty of people out there that
but-
say that.
Those are the same people who play like Farm Simulator 2018.
Oh my god.
But at the same time, they're just lying to themselves and they
Yeah.
play Sims.
It's
okay.
fucking lies, man. They're sitting there like, oh, I wish I could play Sims, but I've told everyone I hate it.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that phase of like trying to fit in certain parts in school and you're like, yeah, like, oh, I don't like that thing because the group like consents that they were like, oh, this thing is horrible. You're like, yeah, it's trash.
Goes home, plays game, or does
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, you're like, oh, I'm sorry. We are now secret lovers. No one can know about our story.
That was me with Twilight. I was
My bad.
I love this book, and then all my group of friends were like, this book sucks. And I was like, yeah, this book sucks. Goes home and reads the book.
Oh,
So
I
what
used to
about-
be like that with like, I think Sims 2.
Mm.
And people would be like, oh yeah, it's a girl's game. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, shut up. I love this shit.
But you
But
never
outside, I was
slow
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
outside you're like,
I enjoy it ironically. Like, no, the fuck I did.
Oh yeah. I think that's the best part too about being an adult, right? Like you don't give a flying fuck. At least I don't know, in or around the 30s category, you're like, you know what? I don't give a damn. I like it because I like it. Suck on this. Like, I don't. You don't like it? That's great. Get the fuck out my house.
Right.
More of this for me.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also why I have 400,000 pops, and my husband's comic book collection has just exploded. Like we really have gone to like Benjamin buttoned our ass to like fucking I don't know middle school,
Yeah.
and the excitement of like oh my and plushies. Can we talk about plushies for a minute? Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
I never thought I would own as many stuffed animals as a grown-ass adult that I do right now. And you know what? If I see another cute one, I just fucking buy it. I
You know
got
what? I'm that bitch.
Listen, let me tell you a real story real fast. It's important. For
Listen
one,
up, bitches.
most people know that I have Edgar. Maybe not you two, but Edgar is a squishmallow, and he is probably about 25 to 30 inches in diameter. Squishmallows, if you don't know, are like just big fucking circles of fluff. They're like a stuffed animal. It's a circle, mostly has some eyes, a nose, ears, and maybe a tail sewn on, but like no limbs. And
No,
just they're
poor
just
animal.
little. I mean, he's fucking gorgeous. I love him. But he imagine him as being one of those. He's a unicorn, by the way. He's rainbow colored and it's beautiful.
Oh, I know what you're
gorgeous.
talking
But-
about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like her.
okay.
So he was in a store, in the pile of like Target, in a pile of one of those like oh pick out one of these stuffed animals, and there were a little I don't know cluster of children, youths, who were like, oh I want this, and you can see the mom and dad like no you can't have it, no, like stop fighting us about it. And I had a little tantrum and walked out, and I swooped in and I picked it up and I was like, I'm gonna buy this because I can. My 33-year-old ass was strutting to the checkout like, guess what, bitch, you're mine now. And he has been. Listen, that's just one of my plushie purchases. It's like kind of out of control. And I'm like, I'm okay with this, but I never would have thought I would have this many and be totally okay with it. Like things that like don't increase my home value, guys. Like it's not gonna help my house sell for a higher value. It's probably gonna have questionable showing photos when I put it on the market. Like this family is into a lot of weird shit. You goddamn right. But I would have never thought I'd be here, right? Like, okay, this isn't how I saw things going. So when I got married, I assumed like your life just became like a Stepford thing, right? Like you were just like, oh, here's the cocktails and the martinis and the Manhattans and here's your cigar and we're gonna live this great life. I mean, not realistically, but like sorta. Like I was the person who had like, the Pottery Barn registry. Yeah, I was that chick. And now I'm like, ooh, a glass from a brewery? Cool, let's buy one of these to take home. Like my life is completely regressed into like cool-y, hipstery, fun, weird stuff. Like
Knickknacks.
I am literally making pesto butter to trade with my friend who's nailed that sourdough game at home during pandemics. We're trading fucking food. I'm like, I don't know if I can get any more hipster at this point. I really don't know. Like I got nothing. We found a place to get like fresh sourced coffee beans for crushing and drinking. Like what happened to me? I went through a shift. Okay, where I'm at now.
So Josh, what's your current obsession game-wise?
Oh god damn it, because I really don't want to say what I'm thinking, but yeah.
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight.
It's Dead by Daylight. It's and you know what? I have a love-hate relationship with that game because like I love horror so much, and like they have like Pyramid Head now and like Ghostface and Mike Myers and like from all the horror movies / games that I like, but at the same time like I feel like the game itself is good. I like the game. It's just that you can get stuck with people that are
like twat waffles.
That are twat waffles that like it the only thing I don't like about it is the fact that like the way that you perform is kind of determined by everybody else. Like especially if you're a survivor, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
So like you can lose the game because someone else doesn't come and get you. And for some reason that is infuriating, but at the same time, I know that I'm that bitch that would do the exact same thing.
Listen, I will be obsessively sorry in the voice chat. And then get out and be like, haha, crushed it.
But it's addicting, obviously, because how many times is it now that I have installed the game, played it for a while, got so incredibly infuriated by the game that I uninstall the game, hide it from myself, then go, well, I want to play it again, unhide the game, reinstall the game, and then play it, immediately get mad again, and then uninstall the game again.
So, are you asking how many times? Is that within this week?
Oh my god. I don't think I've done it at all this week, but...
I kind of almost wonder if there's like analytics from Steam, like, oh, that bitch got pissed. Uninstalled.
We're all afraid of that FBI guy.
Yeah.
We're all thinking about our own personal FBI guy. We have our own personal Steam dude. He's just sitting there like, oh, someone's about to get pissed.
But, yeah, Dead by Daylight, unfortunately. I really don't want to say that that's the game that I go to, but unfortunately...
It's the game that you go to.
It's the game that I go to. It's something that I could pop on and just kind of play for a while. Another game that I play a lot lately is Final Fantasy 14. But
you mean the game you got me onto?
Yeah, but like I can't sit for long periods of time and play that game though. because like my ADD and everything, like my attention span is just so much that eventually I'm just like, okay. Whereas like,
oh, that's why you got a movie on your second monitor.
yes, and a stream going on my third monitor. But
and the stock exchange on your fourth.
Yes.
Oh god.
But at least with like Dead by Daylight, you can you have options, I guess. Like the gameplay style is different between a survivor and then a killer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like if I want to be like merciless and shit, which is apparently
killer.
which is apparently very rare because I play survivor more often than I do killer. I can go in and just slaughter bitches. And but then if I want to get my hair pulled and roughed around a little bit, I just be survivor. And apparently that's all the time.
Like this was a sexual interaction. Oh my god, yes.
Do you remember that time, Josh, where you were like, yeah, I'm going to get better at killer because that's something I need to do? And it lasted for like one day.
It really did. Yeah. Well, that's because I'm afraid of like the people that are like, oh, you're a shitty killer, like afterwards, you know, because everybody's got to be fucking trolls in that game. And,
Yeah.
I don't even think it's that. I mean, only because we have things to empathize, right? So I have ADHD and you have ADD. Like,
right.
There's a certain amount of like we just like no longer. We have a lot. We're a serial starter. We will start shit, and finishing it is questionable.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of flowcharts that end with question mark.
Oh yes. Yes.
But tons of aspirations. Follow through.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's sort of there.
Yeah, it's like I want to do this thing. Like I want.
Yeah, we have those neurotypical brains that are just like, do everything, and we're like, yes. Starts like 1/1,000,000th of everything. You know what? I'm good. You know, and just like boop, fucks off a different direction. Like, yeah, like that. I hear you.
Yes. So will I play killer again someday? Maybe.
Probably.
It's one of those other question marks that you were just mentioning.
Right. Like, will you go hard or go home? Stay tuned.
It's like next time on Fails of DBD.
Right.
There are reasons.
When I remember. Right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was good. This is good.
Yeah. I was gonna say, twat waffles, one of my favorite swears ever. I reserve it for special occasions, though. To be perfectly honest, because people don't expect it.
I too reserve my twat.
Oh my god.
Well, good for you.
I learned a new one the other day from TikTok, no doubt. Fuck puzzles. I was like, what is a fuck puzzle? And I was like, I have so many questions. Is that a bitch that just pisses you off because you can't understand them, you can't figure them out, or they're just fucking stupid? Like, but a fuck puzzle. I was like, I'm just gonna yoink that. Thank you very much, and I will use that later.
Can you please explain to us what a fuck puzzle is?
I got nothing. You know what? You could insert gesture here. I'm sure Urban Dictionary's got some shit for this, but hopefully it's not like horribly graphic. But like, just fuck puzzle. You just, I hear the clicking. I hear the clicking. the cadence of that staccato on the keyboard. What's up? What is it?
We must know.
I mean, I was just like, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna use that next time. Oh yeah, you're being a fuck puzzle. Okay, back up. Yes. Yeah.
I feel like the guy I'm talking to is being a fuck puzzle.
Yeah, unless totally complicated or in disarray, disorganized, or a clusterfuck.
Yeah. Listen, this whole podcast is a fuck puzzle.
You know what? It's fine. It'll probably always be like this. We'll start on a topic and then we'll derail. That's why.
Hell yeah.
That's why it's called. Let's see where we end up.
Working title.
You know what I realized we forgot to do?
What did we forget to do?
We forgot to introduce ourselves.
Oh my god.
No.
Next
Serious?
episode.
Next episode. Keep it a fucking mystery. You're welcome. Enjoy.
I personally will be wearing a full-on face mask from now on. Even with no picture going on, I will be disguising myself so people might think through the things that I say that I am in fact Darth Vader.
Yes.
You don't sound like James Earl Jones.
Yet.
Yeah. Give him some time. Great. That's awesome. Yes.
So do we introduce ourselves now?
No, child,
No.
in this. This is an absolute fucking secret.
We'll just discuss this week about how we want to actually start the podcast next time.
We'll just include it in the intro.
But do we want to at least give our Twitter handles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so if somebody so chooses to find us before the next one is released.
Right. That's probably a good idea.
I feel like I'm next level dumb. I was about to type it into the fucking Discord conversation.
That's how you know you're with a bunch of streamers or like you're just back to back, type to type. Wait a minute. I
don't know.
Hold on.
Yes, we are just a bunch of streamers that wanted to do a podcast randomly. So now we're like,
exactly.
Hey. Yeah.
Here we are.
I'd like to say we promise it'll be a little more organized in the future. However,
Don't fucking lie.
No.
Negative Ghost Rider. It's gonna be the same shit every week. You're welcome.
All right, Josh, where can we find you on Twitter?
You can find me over at the JosherXD. Ooh, I don't know how to talk about my own social media.
That's
That's
fine.
okay.
But
You just mic drop that bitch and walk away.
Yep, that's where you can find me. I post sometimes thirst shit, so yeah.
Get ready.
And I get super thirsty on Twitter too. So
I mean, yeah, he does.
Straight up dehydrated.
yeah.
Go.
And Rhenvi, where can we find you?
You can find me at Renegade G, and that's RHENE because I'm special. And my gift game is strong, so feel
It
free
really
to drop
is.
by there and check out my sexy posts. I like you, Cordi.
For me, you can find me at Cordelia Chase, Cordilia Chase. And it's mostly video game related, a little bit of slice of life, and yeah, that's me. I don't do memes very often. I'm sorry.
Rounding us out, Simon in the back.
Yeah.
When we find you,
On Twitter at Warriors Lazy. It's mostly dumb shit or going live posts. I don't do social media very well.
the honesty.
I mean,
You've got two of us who are like, yes, memes, posts, gifts, thirst. Other two are like, yeah.
I sometimes utilize the platform Twitter.
it's like I try. It doesn't turn out well, but I try.
I give it the good old college try. It's just a shame that it's shit drunk every time.
Oh my god. Well,
All right.
yeah, I think this was pretty successul.
Yeah.
We'll see how it comes out after we edit.
Yes.
But other than that, folks,
Yeah.
we'll catch you on the next one, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beach.
Yes.
I'm watching it in my club.
I was
It
waiting
was
for
such
it the
a
entire
soft
time.
ending, and then all of a sudden it was like, we'll see you on the next one, bitch.
Bye.
You better fucking be here.
Yeah. Next time we'll be talking about let's
Who the fuck knows?
right.
We will make it up when we get there.
Sure
See you
will.
then.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.